Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode to Winedown Wednesday with Kecia, y'all. We're back in the house. We're gonna be coming to you guys this time around with some more explosive topics that we're gonna be discussing. I think it would be a good thing for us to get into these um trending topics to talk about because they're important for us to get into. So that's what we're going to be doing this time around. I'm not drinking wine tonight, but I am drinking a drink that y'all don't need to know about because it's only for grown folks. But next week I'll have some wine for y'all. I'm not drinking alcohol this week. So I'm gonna let my guests introduce themselves. They're revisiting the panel, and we're gonna be having different people on the panel, y'all. So there's gonna be a new little flavor. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to say a little something about themselves, and if they are drinking a special wine tonight, they can introduce that wine that they're drinking. So we can start on the right side and move around. Mel.
So that will be me. Hello, I've been here before. I've been gone for a while. I'm happy to be back. I'm not drinking anything but water tonight. But my drink of choice, I will say that is Deep Eddy's lemon vodka. That's straight with some ice. That's some of the best. It's one of the best I could say vodkas, flavored vodkas. Deep Eddy's lemon.
Hey y'all, it's Samantha Francois. I'm also known as Doc Sam. It's been a minute since I've been on, and I'm happy to be back. And I am drinking wine tonight. I have a rosé. During the summer months, I like to drink rosés and Pinot Grigios. And I'm drinking Yes Way Rosé, which I think is a popular brand of rosé that is at a really accessible price point, and it tastes pretty good. Bryson.
Hey y'all, I'm Bryson. I'm not drinking on nothing. I got my camera off because I'm working and doing some other things. Um, and I was on the first episode and done chimed in from time to time since then. So I'm happy to be back.
Well, I want to welcome everyone back, and it's always a pleasure to have my recurring guests on here because I've been getting feedback, and I know y'all like these different opinions. So tonight we're going to get into the city girl era versus the hill girl era. So it's two energies, two different vibes, y'all. I was looking into this, and I mean, both are rooted in how we survive and protect ourselves and love ourselves, right? But because we all have our own defense mechanisms, we all have our own boundaries that we have to set for ourselves to ensure that we set those with other people. So I want to talk a little bit about tonight is, are we still moving with a money, no feelings mindset, or have we stepped into our softness where there's peace, growth, and healing? And I want Bryson to kind of chime in because I know he likes to. I don't know if he like the city girl or what, but he said he always date crazy women. So I want him to kind of chime in and give us his perspective on, what type of woman, which one out of these two classes of women, because I'm gonna call them two classes of women, that he would prefer to kind of date and settle down with. So, and I just want to be clear, we're not judging anyone. What you choose to do is, totally how you choose to live your life. We're not passing judgment. This is strictly for entertainment and educational purposes. So someone out here may have the same perspectives, and I want to invite you guys to come on and chime in. So what do y'all think about that? Like the city girl versus, because I never really thought of it as a city girl era, but
Can you define that for me again, Keisha? The city, because I think I'm more familiar with the soft girl era than that conversation that I think kind of bubbled up through social medias. But the city girl era is a new one for me.
Yeah, I think it's more of a millennial. I wouldn't even say a
Yeah.
millennial thing. What do you call those people under the millennials?
Gen Z.
Gen Z thing.
Gen Z.
Yeah, they're in this
Gen
era
Z.
where the
It's
mentality
millennial. It's
and
millennial and Gen Z. And that's the
yeah,
same
I
thing I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, what's your definition of city girl?
was
Because
yeah, as I looked it up, this is the definition. Is a mentality, right? It's about a woman who wants fast money. She has independence. She has no feelings. And it's about getting down and gritty like men do. Like, like basically I call it a narcissistic woman. That's
mm,
my total definition of it. Because if you moving about life and you sexing everybody and you wearing these provocative clothes to attract these guys because the BBL is on the rise. So
mm-hmm,
they're spending the money to attract these guys, and I'm thinking that when they have in mind of getting their bodies done to this perfect sculptured shape, that in their mindset they're gonna meet this wealthy man that's gonna spend money on them, and they're in the
mm-hmm,
mindset of I'm gonna get what I can get and keep it moving. And if he not doing this for me, then I'm gonna drop him and I'm gonna go on to the next, When is that really like is emotionally detached? Because I find that a lot of our kids are emotionally detached from things that they do because social media kind of hypes up and implants in our
mm-hmm.
younger generation what should be the trend and what is the next trend as far as dating. There's a lady on TikTok right now, her name, she calls herself Sprinkle Sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. She been there for a minute.
Baby, Sprinkle Sprinkle will get on there. Now, what she has a city girl mentality,
Yeah, get money. That's it. Get
but
money.
she
That's
also
it.
defines herself as a healed woman. But she's a
Get
young
money.
lady that she's met this rich man, and her whole goal, her whole life has been, she called the broke men dusties, and she ain't got time for no dusties. So what
Mm-hmm,
she's teaching these younger girls, because I've been seeing the commentary and the ones that follow her what
mm-hmm,
they're saying. So she's basically teaching them, when you go out with a man, this is what you do. The first thing you do, if he ain't got no money, he gonna pay the check. He gotta pay the check. On
mm-hmm,
the second date, you should be asking him for some shopping money. He should be giving you some money to go to the mall. And she's telling them to act
mm-hmm.
like these guys for $300, $400, $500. The
You're
next
not playing.
time you get another $500. You have no feelings. If he starts to ghost you or act funny with you, then let him ghost you and act funny with you. Go on to
On to,
move to the
on
next.
to the next.
On
On
to
to
the
the
next. There are
next.
no feelings,
Mm-hmm.
totally detached from that situation, regardless if you've had sex with this person or not. No emotional ties.
Is
So
it? But this is my question for you. That's not a. Do you think that's a new perspective?
I
It's
don't
not
think
new.
it's not
It's
a
not a
new
new.
perspective.
It's not a new perspective. I feel like it's so many variables for me. Like the negative aspect of City Girl, but it's not just necessarily negative or the promiscuous just out there doing just trying to hit dudes up to get money. It when you look up the definition for it, it's also someone who's into the culture and fashion, trendy,
Mhm.
just you also have that aspect of it as well for the city girl part. But the fact of getting with a man because they got money, that has been the norm forever. About what it, we have been bred as the fact of, if for centuries, if the man would come and show what he had, and that's the only reason why, if they would allow him to have the woman. That's before we had the option of choosing for ourselves who we were going to mate with and all those other things when we go historically. So I've always,
Mhm.
even though I'm a woman who's about love, I'm not about finance. That's it. If I meet you, we can um bond and have and one, you got to be attractive to me. Um, you can say it's shallow, you can say whatever, but at the end of the day, I have to be attracted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to play these games like I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody that I'm not attracted to. And that's just being realistic, because, and that can't be the only thing, but that's first and foremost.
Yeah,
I'm not
it,
giving
it
you
is.
the time of day. I'm not going to give you the time of day if I'm not attracted to you. And that's being realistic. A lot of people aren't realistic with things. So I guess I can never be the type of person just wants to be with somebody for money, because just because you got money and if you don't look good to me, I'm not finna deal with you. So
Yeah.
that's
So
those aspects.
But
yeah, Mel, I think something that what you just said is hitting on for me is that, one, I think you made the point, and it's an important point to be made, is that this isn't new, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like historically, we could go way, 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 way back in many cultures and
Yes.
across many cultures and many nations. Historically, when it came to male female relationships, the female was the one that was positioned in the society to depend on the male, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they are, if they're going to partner up, and that dependence was for food, for safety, protection, sustenance.
Everything.
So, like, evolve that to 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Just a variation on that same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and you've already made that point, and I just wanted to put up. I agree on that.
yeah.
What something else you said that raised for me was that it's important for us to be careful not to be too reductive, because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more complexity and nuance. And Mel, like what you just named, it speaks just to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there has to be some sort of physical or emotional attraction there. There all of these other things. And maybe that is true also for the young women who are like, one of those main factors is financially he gonna have to like take care of me, right, in
Mm-hmm.
these specific ways. But they also have these other components as well. So I just wanted to throw in, like, I want us to be careful to think about how it's more nuanced and complex. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always gonna, give my girlies credit and appreciate the layeredness of
But I think what is the? I mean, I don't see anything wrong with a woman being straightforward and what she wants,
Mm-hmm.
because men have done that for forever. I mean, regardless of how independent you are as a woman, you can be making more money than what he is, but yet he wants to still lead the household. He
Mm-hmm.
still wants to put his demands in place, and I feel like, and I honestly feel like this: if I am the head of household and I'm bringing the most money home, I'm entitled to have my own checking account with my own account, putting money in there. I don't care if we married or what. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I am working hard, so I have to put things away for myself. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and there's some, like this little lady on TikTok. She said, "Keep your fun in his pocket and keep your independence in your own pocket."
Now, see, listen, I've been sitting here just listening to y'all conversation, right? So I realize long term, I've been more about the conservative woman, but I've gotten tricked a few times, right? Because if you make me feel us dealing is contingent on me having money, then I don't want to deal with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to know you like me for me. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's because it is a society and it has always been a society where, and I agree with it to a certain degree, right? That, all right, I'm a man, so I should have a certain amount of something in place when I decide to date and take on a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I'm doing that dating, I have to I'm not the kind of guy that during the dating process, I'm about to shower you with these expensive gifts and all this stuff, not knowing if you even like me back like that. Because then I'm gonna feel somewhere down the line like I bought your love. And then I'm gonna get resentful and all this other kind of stuff. But when you mix modern society in it, because I think a city girl is a new title for what's been around, like y'all alluding to, right? So I'm not gonna date nobody that I just feel like I have to have money to have, right? But I've seen on social media where women be like, "Oh, I'm not into no struggle love. Why I got to be struggle love?" Right? When I came from the generation that it was about love, right? So, oh, we in love. Because guess what Bryson gonna do if I love you, right? If I love you right now, I say all the time, man, I'm only working one job. Ain't nothing out here I need two jobs for, right? But let me meet Susie Q, right? And she made me feel like a king, right? And I know there's certain things that she would like to have, then yeah, I might go give me a little part-time job. Or y'all might see me on shelf trying to sell my big toe. You know what I'm saying?
Not the tools, Kuto.
Don't go that route.
But listen, look what it's funny because I didn't know this was gonna relate. I was texting Kecia about this topic, like, man, why I'm not about to get on there with this topic. What I know about city girls and all this kind of stuff. So as I pull up at my house, my son is leaving and he's speeding off. So I'm like, man, where you going? Right? He said, man, one of my little shorties want me to come by our house right quick. She won't talk to me, right? So I'm like, well, if you feel like that, why you don't tell her come over here? And he said, oh, because I don't want to know where we stay, right? I bet. Right? So when he comes back, I'm like, so what happened? Man, she was trying to tell me I need to start giving her money and all this. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I said, y'all having sex? He said, no, I'm getting to know her. But she a nurse and she telling me for us to go forward, I need to start giving her some money or something. I said, well, she got her own house? He said, no, she in the same position as me. I said, well, she got children? He said, no. I said, yeah, block her. You see what I'm saying? Right?
She playing that sprinkle game. She been
Yeah,
watching
Yeah,
you know?
but she gonna play off his top. It's a difference when you like taking her out on dates and courting, like as the old people said, courting, and you gonna spend that money with them. But like you said, they're not even sleeping together. There's no true, commitment there. Why would he be giving her money for what? Because one, if you're courting someone you really like them, you may say, "Here's money for lunch. Here, go do this." It just depends on
Right,
how you built that
right.
relationship. But you shouldn't have to ask for that at the end of the day because you should know what you are establishing with that person when you're dating them. So it's a lot of girls out, but it also comes with the structure and mentality of understanding. Yes, I have I have a millennial friend group that I have, and none of them are married, they're dating different people or whatever. And it's so funny because I'm in that group, but I am like this, fuck niggas get money. You
Right.
understand? Like that's get money. And if they're not talking about what you need, and that
What a
doesn't
man
mean
can
you
do for them.
sleeping, it ain't, if that don't mean you sleeping with them or anything. It's just, hey, if you got time, if you're just dating for fun, date for fun. Date them all. I say date them all. That's what that's what I say.
And
If you're
see, I
dating for fun,
disagree with that. And I understand this women's lib now and everything, right? Because,
date them all don't mean sleep with them all.
but it equates to that. You know what I'm
No, it
saying?
doesn't. No, it
It
doesn't.
with the
No, you
younger
don't.
generation is not the same as our generation, right? Because
Mm.
y'all were taught
But
and
I'm
raised,
teaching them.
I'm assuming this, right? Y'all were
Mm-hmm,
taught and raised to be independent yet
mm-hmm.
virtuous, right? You can't
Yeah.
just give yourself to know anybody, right? My
Mm-hmm.
own mother told me you can't lay with anybody because spirits transfer, right? You
Absolutely.
you
Mm-hmm.
you respect your body like her mom is teaching her to respect her body, right? But
Mm-hmm.
now we
Mm-hmm.
live in a generation where they being taught go get that bread by all means necessary, right?
Mhm.
So by the time, and I'ma just say it, I know some people might not like this, right? But by the time you get to a husband, right, then what is he really getting? You know what I'm saying? Right? Like
Hopefully
if
he's
you
getting a
ran
real
through,
city
I'm just
girl.
gonna say it, if you ran through by 30, right, and in most cases it equates to you 30 years old, 2 or 3 children, 2 or 3 baby daddies, right? What man around 30 is gonna come along and say, hey, I want you to be my wife? Now they have those out there, but you shrink it down, what's gonna happen, right? Plus, when you have a date 'em all mentality, that means you are always distracted and you can't see what's in front of
Date
you.
them all. Let me give you my definition of date them all. Okay. You meet a guy, go out on a couple of dates. He's not really giving you the standards that you require. Somebody else is trying to date you. You date him as well. That doesn't mean you date them all at the same time. It means do not commit yourself to someone that's not giving you all that you require. That's what
You
I mean.
changing the definition of date 'em all to fit your own narrative right here. Because
No,
I'm in
that's
these
my
streets.
narrative.
Date
When
'em
I
all
say
mean
date them all,
Date them
funny
all mean
thing.
date them all to me. Like anybody
fu-
asks you to go on a date, that's where
no,
you
no.
because
For
I
me,
think what
date them
he's
all
thinking,
means
what he's
you don't.
saying, y'all, is there are women out here that do date them all. They date every guy. They got about 4, 5, 6 different men. They're just in rotation, whether they like the man or not, whatever the man.
No, that's hood rat mentality. That's whore mentality.
That's city
I'm
girl.
That's the mentality that's out here right now. Sexy
no,
Red
that's
is
not
a
all of.
mega star,
Of course,
right?
you're absolutely right. We all know women who are exactly like that, exactly like that. But that's not all of them. I don't. I can look at Sexy Red and I appreciate that because guess what? I see them all the goddamn time, and I know she has a following because there's a lot of women out there. It's so many different variables to this. Just because we can see something that's sensationalized or put out there more doesn't mean that that's the majority.
That's
We
the
all
majority
know
or the norm,
because
right?
I'm never going to say it's all men are like this or 50% of men are like that because I know that's not true.
That's not true.
100%. And it has to be the fact of what you're exposed to, how versed you are in this world, in what your environments where you go deal. Because like I said, I deal from the boardroom to the from the clubhouse to the
Back up.
yeah, exactly.
Wait, no, that's wrong. From the board house to the crack house. From the
Yes,
board house or the boardroom to the crack house. However it goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
From wherever you from the put like this to the bike club to the country club. I've literally left a country club party with nothing but the others, the clears, and then going straight to the hood because I love my people. Period. That's
Right.
it. I'm never judging environments. You understand? So I know Sexy Red and all of them, they like that. And when I meet them, I talk to them and I try to elevate them. That's what I do. You understand? That's all I can do. But at the same damn time, when I'm dealing with my church folks, I'm talking to them not to be turning their nose up at the ones that's like that because there's a reason they're like that.
It is. And I was just about to say that because I think as I was reading about the city girl versus the soft girl era, it kind of spoke on like how does that is it really a defense mechanism that's put
Mm-hmm.
up, whereas it is related to trauma. It's why they can so easily disassociate themselves from relationships. But it's not just women that do that. There
You're
are
right.
men out here that are city boys. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I mean, it
It's so much
totally.
trauma out there that it creates so many variables of people dealing with different types of relationships because that goes into the fact of the men who think that they're the prize, you understand, and feel like a woman needs to earn them. Never in my life. But that's where we go into the fact that we say pick me's who are going to just go along with the go. And just just like I was talking about, just to have a husband. You understand? Any attention is
Or just have a man,
that
period, in their life.
that Betty Wright mentality of having a piece of a man is better than having no man at all. Bullshit.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Bullshit.
That is
Yeah, because
bullshit.
I want the
I agree
whole
with that,
man.
but
But we were
I
taught
think
that. We
think
sang it. We grew up singing that shit. We grew up. We grew up. I know I did with my aunties and them singing that shit. And then when I'm in the club as I'm old and singing them lyrics, I'm like, fuck Betty Wright. That's what I started saying. Whenever they started playing it, I say that. No. Mm-mm.
Now, to that point, you know what those kind of messages, think about that message being received by a man. So
Yeah.
we know when women hear it,
Mm-hmm.
what gets created, what ideas, what mental models, what schemas
Mm-hmm.
get created. There are schemas and mental models getting created for men as well when they hear that
Exactly.
message. Men
you
are
want me
like,
to tell
I
you
ain't
what
really got
message
to
we
do that
heard?
much.
Don't
Cause
blame Mr.
because women
Charlie.
think if I'm
Mr.
even if
Charlie
I
is
have a man, that's
man.
good enough. So I ain't got
Mm-hmm.
to do nothing more.
There you go.
But that's not the message that we heard from that song.
What you heard.
The message we legit heard from that song is, damn, she loved that nigga, right? And he needs to do better, right? Because love endures all things. It ain't that song ain't never made me think people I'm associated with think, you know what, I can find me a good girl, dog her out, and she gonna continue to forgive me right until we get old. That's not the message
No.
that we were getting. We were really getting love endured all things.
Some of
It's a
y'all.
crazy message,
Some of
right?
y'all.
Some
Because
of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
all right, some of us just like, but that's listen, that's synonymous to the whole conversation we having, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Some in
Absolutely.
every category, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if like I was in the club one night and I don't know why all the years I heard the song You're My Little Secret on that bounce beat that we do down here, right? I
Hmm.
did not. I knew the lyrics and it was, but one night I'm standing in the club and every woman in the club was singing that song to the top of their lungs, right? And I'm saying this is a cheetah song being sung by a whole bunch of women that claim they hate cheetahs. You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
ironic is that? How is this song such a great and popular song when you're thinking about the message, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think too many times we group everybody into one set of things when there's a negative thing going on, right? Like
Yeah.
men are say, man, these women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not these women, right? It's those women you keep choosing. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying, right? Because I've had a few bad experiences with women in my later years in life. And in my conversation, I don't be like, man, women, this, right? I'd be like, the last one I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, right? Did
Yeah.
this, you know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? I don't put them all together in one group, if that makes
That's a
any sense.
mature mindset, though. That's a
But I've
mature
always
understanding.
had that mindset
Yeah.
because when I was having a conversation with this beautiful group of ladies on Sunday, we was having a really good time, right? And it's like, I got in a serious relationship at the age of 22, right? And that relationship didn't end until I was 43, right? Now, guess what? I gave that woman hell during them 20 some more years, but it
Mm.
wasn't hell in the form of cheating, right? It
Yeah.
was a hell in the form of growing and going through life, right? Because even in no pain, no gain, we don't know what she was saying, talking about. She didn't say he was cheating on her. She just was saying that Mr. Charlie is just a man and he's doing the best he can. Listen to that song. She never pinpointed exactly what the negative thing Mr. Charlie was running her through the ground on.
We know what
Right?
Mr. Charlie was doing
Mr.
based on
Charlie
her
was
other
singing in a
song.
ballroom, messing with them women, blowing his
Because her
money.
other
That's what
song,
we
it's
assume.
like
Go
it was a
listen to the
part
song
two.
when we finish
It
this
was like a part
podcast
two
because I'm open enough to say this, right?
after the
Because I
pain.
don't hide nothing. I struggled with drug addiction when I was a young man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
my wife was there for it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask her, I drug her through the mud. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I bought gifts for Christmas, and come New Year's, I was stealing the gifts so I can go. It's
Yeah.
not funny, but I'm just being honest, right?
Yeah.
So So in those ways, if you had that conversation with her and she don't never disclose what it was, most women gonna always assume it was cheating, right? When it's not always cheating.
You're right.
No, it's not, because y'all men go through some. Y'all have, and I hate, and I'm bringing this up because this is a whole different topic.
Cause
Y'all
you
have
just
your
said
own
y'all
traumas.
men.
Y'all, no, I'm just saying men have their own traumas. Men have their own mental health issues. So
Mhm.
y'all go through a lot. And if a man is with a woman and he have underlying mental health issues, he may suffer from depression, bipolar,
Mhm.
whatever, what have you, and he has not disclosed that he's having these feelings to that woman. Can you imagine the ups and downs that that woman is going through with that man? So you're
Absolutely.
absolutely right. She could be talking about
Absolutely.
other things because we go through, like, life be lifing. And when we're a couple with
Absolutely.
someone, that means whatever that person is suffering, we're suffering as well.
We
And
take
and
on it.
that's why me and my ex-wife lasted 20 some more years, right? Because we suffered through some things together. Because she was not an angel, right? And that's
Mhm.
also a problem that I be having with some women, right? Because they refuse to look at the fact that they had a part to play in some stuff because they grew up with their own traumas and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying, right? But it's always he did, right? I was
Mhm.
raised that every action has a reaction, right? And in
Absolutely.
most cases, we look at the reaction, but not the action, right? And if we're older now, so we have a different perspective on things, right? But when
Mhm.
you 22, 23, 30 and want to be in serious relationships, we know this now, you still don't even know yourself at that age.
At
Mhm.
all, you're not even fully mature because you don't
So
become
you
that
really
size.
unconsciously victimizing somebody else, right?
Mhm.
Because I appreciate me and a friend of mine, Miko, was out over the weekend, the Friday, and my ex-wife popped up, right? And we was all joking at the bar and everything. He was like, "Man, I wish I could have that kind of relationship with my ex, right?" And it's
Mhm.
like that came over time, but me and that lady grew up together. And since we're not together, and you sit back and you filter things honestly, she has
Yeah.
came back to me and said, "Man, I'm sorry, because when this and this happened, you was trying to tell me, right? But I was so arrogant at the time, I wasn't trying to hear you. So then this happened, and I'm just concerned about what happened after the fact, not the fact that you were crying out to help for me, and I refused to render the help, so they had other repercussions." Does that make any sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
it
so
makes a lot of sense.
so
Because
it's all
look,
growing. It's all growing pains. I don't really think a lot of dudes. They got some players out here. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm man enough to say I be looking at them dudes and I be shaking my head. I be like, man, that ain't nothing but low self esteem. Because
Mhm.
if you
Mhm.
got a beautiful wife at home, right,
Mhm.
and a good wife, because not beauty don't make you good. That's another
That's
misconception.
true.
People think beauty make you good, right? But if you
mm,
have a good wife at home, right, she is what you're attracted to, but then you still got the divide and conquer thing going on. You got to
Mhm.
get a new one, get a new one, get another one, get
Yeah.
a new one. Then something is wrong in the inside of you, right?
Yep.
yeah,
And that
Mhm.
don't have nothing to do with the woman.
mhm.
Absolutely.
So he's unconsciously victimizing people, right? Because I could be one of them dudes.
Mhm.
When I was young, I was told I was fat, black, and ugly. No, nobody wants you. You see what I'm saying, right? So I still
Mhm.
hear Doretta Lee in the back of my mind when I'm thinking about approaching a beautiful woman. But now
Yeah,
I know that's a lie, so I move forward with it, right?
Yeah.
If
yeah.
I had self if I had not dealt with my self-esteem issues, like I said, I was with these nice ladies on Sunday, right?
Mhm.
And the younger girls started showing up, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going back and forward to the bar and doing other things, catering to the ladies I was with. And secretly, them young girls was shooting a shot at me, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I was toe up and had issues at 51, right?
Mhm.
I would have been eating that up. You know what I was
Yeah.
telling them? Girl, how old you is? Oh, I'm 28. I got a 28-year-old at home. And if you think I'm handsome, I created him. So imagine what you're gonna be getting, right? Right.
You
Because
should
I
not
can,
be dating nobody your children age, like for real. But
yeah, you know.
when I look at all of that, going back to like that little city girl thing, and I'm listening to you talk, like I'm thinking, how a young generation they tend to come across. They're very sexualized. It like you say, fuck niggas, fuck this. I'm getting money. I just want the money.
Get
All
money.
of that does stem from some type of trauma that they've experienced because
Yeah.
you just can't disassociate yourself from people. Like connections are formed, and once you're
Mhm.
connected
But I
to
know a
someone,
bunch of old hoes too now.
oh yeah, they got plenty old. Because that's the next thing because it talks about which era are you living
So,
in now. Are you still in your city girl era or are you still in your soft girl era? I'm too old to be a city girl. Now, when I was in my teens, teens and my early 20s, yes, I was definitely a city girl. I didn't have to have sex with every man that I met. I don't know. I probably had sex with maybe I could count them on my hand how many men I done been with. But I have
mhm,
had men to give me money because if I was dressing the part, I was looking the part, and I was out there
mhm,
sitting at the bar waiting on that man to come spend the money. You couldn't
mhm,
talk to me unless you gave me money. And anybody
mhm.
work at the Raw, I'm the Raw Orleans could say that. You can talk to Kecia R without giving her no money, baby. Even and I was brought up as a child like that. I had boyfriends. My first boyfriend, I went with him from the first grade to the sixth grade. So I
But
always
see,
been
that's
married to
that's that's
somebody.
sprinkle sprinkle, like you say. If you couldn't
Sprinkle,
talk to you unless they had money, that's sprinkle
then you
sprinkle
gonna buy me, but
mentality.
it was hustling to go buy me Popeye's chicken and Burger King. Burger King was way on Franklin. I lived on Elysian Fields. You want to come here, you better go to Burger King and bring me something to eat because I ain't got nothing to eat at my house. So, and then I'm growing up in the hood like that. So I'm strictly in survival mode as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's what that's about. Being in
Yeah,
survival mode 24/7. And then
absolutely.
after I started my healing journey, which has
Mm-hmm.
been a long journey because I realized that I kept meeting the same type of nigga because I was looking for the same thing in everybody. You looking for a trick nigga that's gonna give you the easy way out, gonna give you an easy handout. You ain't gotta do much for it. You know where it got me? Hemmed up in corners, choked up in the car, clothes ripped off. Niggas
Yeah.
trapped me in the car. I couldn't even get out the car half the time because if I'm talking to another guy, they crazy and jealous. Then when I get old,
Mm-hmm.
I get hooked up with narcissistic ass men that have personality disorders. They just want somebody to trick because they're trying to make somebody love them. So then you fall into that trap. So all of that is a part of when a young girl is forced into survival mode, she learns those survival techniques, and it's easy to disassociate yourself from any and every one.
Everything. So what you saying survival mode, it brings me to the concept of the country we're in and the culture versus how they date versus how we date and interact. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Like when, we deal with guys, they'll say, oh, she's a gold digger because she wants me for my money. Them, on the other hand, they pride themselves in paying and showing how much money they have. That's a standard for their culture to be able to show that they can provide and want to be able to spend their money on that woman.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a culture now, when I say sons of Samuel, after Kevin Samuel, it's more so like they feel like even spending money on women is like they tricking versus, and I say it ain't tricking if you got it. Didn't Lil Wayne say that? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it shouldn't. Survival is what we've been doing here this whole time. So of course that's going to cross into how we date, how we interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes down to healing, we have to heal as a nation, us as a people, in all when it comes down to even to have some normalcy of relationship and how we interact with each other as women and men.
But I think women want it both ways these days, right? because
Sometimes.
I don't agree with everything them guys be saying that's like Kevin Samuel followers, but
Don't
I
just say
agree with some
that.
of the stuff, right?
Mhm.
Because there was definitely a paradigm shift in society when um women's lib happened, right? And women started becoming more independent, right? So you can't tell me as a man, I get my own money and I don't need no man to take care of me, and I'm a do what I want and say what I want, right? And then still expect me to basically you want me to render to you at this point. You see what I'm
No.
saying? Like,
The
no,
thing
if you getting your own bag and you got your own money and you
mhm,
got this kind of attitude, then guess
mhm,
what? I'm gonna
mhm.
treat you like that. You see what I'm
But just
saying?
because a woman is independent doesn't mean she's saying I don't need you.
But they
That's
say
Exactly.
that though.
that's
See, well,
but that's the
you say
issue.
that, but
You
you
make
know,
that
yeah,
you
you
make that
saying that, but they quick to tell you, I don't need you. I don't need no man. You know what I'm saying?
but
I
that
got
comes
all this
from
by
the
myself.
paradigm of patriarchy in this society. You still got to understand at one point in time, women couldn't have bank accounts, they couldn't do anything without a man. So it was that concept of we did need you. That's why a lot of relationships stayed together because a woman couldn't leave anyway. She couldn't have a home in her name. She couldn't do all. So that goes into all of the things of the patriarchy concept of European rule here. Because like that conversation for me is a whole nother level. It's so many things where it establishes the concept of a woman saying and them creating that situation of a woman saying, I don't need a man. I'm never me financially, I have been brought up to always take care of myself. You understand? And independently in life to take care of myself. But you will never hear me say I don't need a man. You
Now
understand?
there you go.
I,
You making
that's,
it personal to you again, and I'm saying is a sector
but
of
that's
people, especially the city
but
girl kind.
it's a lot of people who don't. And the city girls, Lord, they do need a freaking man because that's what they trying to do, getting money from them. Every man they get, they trying to get money from them. So they do need them because they ain't got their own. A
Well,
lot of
that's
them don't.
well, the thing when I was in my city girl era, I didn't need no man. I just needed his money. That was it.
And see, that's what the young boys are arguing about. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You're not gonna use me up for my money. They are no longer
But
allowing
if you got
women
enough,
that
you'll
don't
never
like
get
them to
used
use
up.
them up for their money because you pretty or you sexy. They want theirs. And they now they
That's the
feel
cost
like,
to
you know,
play. That's the
huh?
cost to play. That's the
Yeah.
cost to play. That's the cost to play. The
Because you know
same way
what we
you want
also
to
know
go
about
up
city
because he
girls?
want to get that cat. So that
This
means
is
he
what
got to
we know
pay for
about
you to
city
play.
girls. They got a dude out there that's getting it
Mhm.
for free. No
Yeah.
matter what they're trying to charge you for it, they got a dude
Mhm.
out there that she's taking to dinner and things of that
With
nature.
the
So
other man money.
With the
That's
yeah,
why
other
so
man
once I
money.
know that, then guess what? Now I ain't got nothing for you. Now I really do feel
Mhm.
like, guess what? If I take you out this time, right? Since you got a big bag and you bragging on it, call me and take me out sometime. And women now want to try to say men sassy because they have that kind of thought process. But guess
A
what?
woman who really like that dude, she don't care. She'll do that. But see, that's the concept. It's dependent on if you're just playing or you really having a real relationship. And a lot of times, city girls on that concept, they're playing. It's about what they can get, how they can get it, and how quick they can get it. It's not any real substance in those type of relationships. But when we double back on that, we know people literally have also been married, had children, and stayed together their whole lives just off the concept of that man providing.
mm-hmm.
You understand? So it's variables to it. It's just different versions of some of the same shit. That's how I see it.
But
That's
I
true.
think there's a difference between if you meet a guy and he tricking to you as opposed to a guy like we were saying earlier dating you. So the
Yeah.
thing of it is, you when you meet a trick, you know a trick straight off the bat. You know, just like I said earlier in the week, if you know you're not doing anything deserving of getting receiving these gifts from this man,
Mm-hmm.
and this man is constantly showering you with gifts, and I'm gonna just say it.
He trying to
That's
be
the one.
chose.
He trying to be
But
chosen.
we, but what if, what? Listen,
He got other
what if,
issues. He got
it's
self-esteem
this, right?
issues.
What if I got money? I got money, and I like you, right? So the best analogy I can give y'all is this: when I was getting money, right, and I might meet a lady, right, and I like her. We go on a few days, baze, right? So to me, it wasn't nothing to give you $300-400, because it wasn't no money to me. You see what I'm saying, right?
But
So
you had to like her, right?
huh?
You liked her. That was one
But
of
I
the ones you
liked her.
liked.
But you know, they would have women that would take that as tricking, right? But it's like, I got it. So what I care? Because guess what? I will go to the club on a Friday night and spend 1,000, 1,500. So to give you, you know, a couple of $100, that ain't no big deal. But you know what you find out, you operating like that? The ones who are really respectable women, they'll be like, no, man, I'm good. Like, why are you trying? I'm good. But see, the other ones, they start expecting you to give them, you know what I'm saying, $500-600. And that's when you walk away, you know. Now the Kevin Samuel crew say, oh, you a simp, right? But it's like, man, we out here to live life and burn money. So I really don't care. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's not a simp if you catering to a woman. If you like a woman, why wouldn't you do that?
You a simp when you only got $500 and you know your bills need to be paid and you give her a treat. You see what I'm saying? That's some.
You a simp when you cater to a woman.
When you
And you
listen
think
to that
a man
lady,
being nice to a woman and doing what he's supposed to do for a woman, and you against that. That's what I think is that simp shit.
Right.
Like,
I don't think it's. I think it's tricking.
But what's wrong with tricking? Because at the end of the day, a man can like a woman, spend money on her, be dating her, taking her on trips, buying her bags and stuff, and that's considered tricking. But he's doing that wholesome dating. He's dating her.
He ain't dating her. He's not dating her. That man is not dating her. I'm just speaking from experience, and I'm not saying all men are like this. But if you date 10 men and out the 10 men, 7 of them are the same way, then you know you either attracting crazy people or you doing something wrong.
We attract what we are.
Exactly. No, we do attract what we are if you create. But the thing is, if you have the if you're in survival mode, then you on that trauma bond with somebody that's in a trauma is attracting you to that trauma bond. And I'm not saying that it's all that way, but I am saying I am a true testimony, and I can tell you about the realest dudes that I have kids. I have 2 dead baby daddies. Not because I was a city girl, but you know, you make it with one, you don't make it with the other. But I was a hot little girl. So yeah, my son was doing my city girl trend. Myron's dad. It like these, although they had their ways about them, they had a way that made me feel like I was protected when I was with them. Like they wouldn't let nothing happen to me. If I call Myron daddy right now to do something for me, he gonna come and do it. He never gave me money just to giving me money. Now, if we in a solid relationship, both of the days, once we got into a solid relationship and established that this man lived with me, my daughter's dad lived with me. We were together. So when he lived in my house, he provided for my household. He gave me things that I needed. And when he needed, I helped him too. We had that kind of relationship. But I've met guys, and this is how I always test them out. Because if they're talking that cash money shit, I am going to put their ass through the test. And then I might be still in my little city girlfriend. I think I got both of that in me. But if he talking cash money shit about how much he love me, he want me, I've been watching you, girl, I want you, so this, that, and other. And I ask you to send me, I ain't gonna ask you for no astronomical amount of money. I'm gonna ask you to send me some lunch money. Now, whatever you think I deserve for lunch, that's what you send to me. If you think I deserve $50 worth of lunch, then send me $50 worth of lunch. If I ask somebody for $20 or $50, and I ain't never been on no date with them, we probably hung out every now and then, but we ain't never been on no real date. We don't really talk on the phone like that. when I talk to him, he ain't my favorite nigga to talk to. He know that we just when we talking is just passing time. And he sent me $50, $60 or $100. I know one thing, I ain't got to do shit to get nothing out of him.
Yeah, because guess what? If you shoot me that text, it's gonna stay on no response.
You said y'all have hung out a few times. You know, so he likes you. He wants more, but you know you never want more with that person.
Not if I meet him at the bar and he buying everybody at the bar drinks.
Yeah.
This man done spend about $800-900 on people. He just hanging out here having fun. See, that's what ladies look for when they go in. Like if you see a guy and he just frivolously just spending money, she knows she can get something out of a man for nothing. Just like on a little sprinkle
at the same
thing,
time, those type of girls normally, if he like you, you ain't gotta ask him for shit. He already sending. If he like you, because he trying to prove that I'm that man. So
no, you ain't never gotta ask him for money when you lock their ass in. But before you lock them in, you gotta test the waters. It's like, and I keep referring back to the sprinkle lady, because they had a little girl on there. She must have been maybe in her early 20s. So this is what she did. She knew that this dude had money. Now she got on social media and posted this. She knew the little guy had money. Now they're fresh out of college or whatever. They have decent little jobs. So she called him and put on a hospital show. Called the guy, had him on the phone, thinking that she was in urgent care.
Okay.
And he asked her, and she said, I'm sick. I don't really have the money to pay for the bill. She making like she crying to him on the phone. Only thing he could do is not being a nice guy, because he is a nice guy. How much is the bill? So she started off with $500. Then by the time she got off the phone, she said, well, I think they're going, the bill, this might be about $1,200. He said, I got $1,200.
He was a duck, because I'm thinking if you at the hospital and they treating you right, you getting the services you need. Go ahead on and take that bill, shorty. They're not about to put you in jail for that. They're not about to keep you in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So he was a gullible duck. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But that's playing. But my thing is, she don't deserve a good dude anyway. Manipulating, and if my thing is, if you need, you ask. If you're dealing with it, why take advantage of somebody?
But that's what people do. I mean,
you better not listen. If we ain't really rocking, you better not ask me for no money. Soon as you ask me for some money and we not rocking like that, I'm out of here on you. I don't know you like that. We ain't established nothing for real. I'm not gonna be mean about it, rude about it, or nothing. I'm just gonna slowly fall back. Now, guess what? If you hit me and you say, man, look, I got this thing going on. Can you send me $100? Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. Well, look, I can send you 50, shorty. right.
I had a man to tell me,
if we not rocking like that, you got to be talking to somebody else so you could get 50 from me and get the other 50 from the other cat you talking to, and you got your $100.
But you shouldn't be asking nobody for no money when you just talking to him. Y'all ain't went on a date. Y'all ain't
and that's how women get caught in positions where dudes be wanting something. You see what I'm saying? Because if you ask me for some money, I want something now. Yeah, you owe me something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So my thing is,
that's the way I feel
you need to think it's not going to be a currency exchange. It's always an exchange. Whatever you want to, how you want to play it. If you know. You hit the dude up talking about like what they had a little skits and stuff being funny where you hit a girl up, y'all exchange something. The first thing she say when you ask her what she doing, she like, oh, nothing, just trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay my light bill. You already know she trying to get some bread. So that means depending on the dude, he either gonna be like, okay, well, you trying to get some bread, I'm trying to get some head. Let's go.
Well,
I mean.
But all being on now,
but if you are
they
going
genuinely have some nice men out here. But I think because these women are in survival mode, and
why y'all keep dressing it up? You keep dressing it up. Stop dressing it up. Call it for what it is. You see what I'm saying? You won't call it survival mode. It ain't survival mode. You know, they hustling. They're prostituting. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. That is not survival mode.
hustling
you
and
know.
They
surviving.
are
That
in
is
survival
survival mode.
mode.
You gotta
That's how
hustle.
they
Yeah,
trying to get what
that's
they
a
can get.
hustle.
That
Well,
is a
guess
hustle.
what? If that's the case, just pop it off. Say, look, man, I know what you want. This what I need. You know what I'm
And that's
saying? Blah
how it's
blah blah.
supposed to
To
be.
see
You're 100%
what women
right.
do with that. What women do with that is I'm gonna go to the Puffy and Cassie situation, right? Cassie was in survival mode, as y'all saying, right?
Yes,
Now
she
I don't
was.
agree
Yeah,
with him putting his hands on her, right? But she was in survival mode and found
yeah.
out that she was fucking with the devil. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying, right? So I feel like in some ways she got what she was looking for.
They both was on drugs and being, see, that's a whole nother subject. I would love to talk about that, but we got 5 minutes.
We got
That's
five.
a long
That's a
conversation.
long
That's a
conversation.
long
Well, see,
Because
conversation
that's
to
you
have
get
because
on
what I'm
that.
trying to
she
point
was
out is
abused.
that's what
She was
happens when you in
abused and she
survival
made
mode, and then
choices.
when you get what you get, you won't play victim. You can't play
Yeah.
victim after you get what you get.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying?
She
You
made her
can't.
choices when she was in that, they was in that lifestyle. She liked it. Because if you can tell, if I'm gonna say, oh, I'm gonna have this threesome because I don't want him to do it with nobody else, that's jealousy. That ain't oh, you making me do it. It's I'm choosing because I don't want you to go be with another woman. I want you to just deal with me. I'm making that choice
But
as
Right.
an
look, ain't
adult.
nobody working harder and hustling harder than somebody in survival mode. They gonna do
Yeah,
anything by any means necessary, and to
get
be
that
with
bread.
somebody, a woman or a man that's in survival mode, that's the worst predicament that you could
Well,
ever be
listen, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, right? For most men, ain't nothing greater than a woman that's getting it on her own, right?
Mm-hmm.
And refuse to ask. Like you can see her like barely making it and you fooling with her. That's the ones that dudes give it to the most. You see what I'm saying?
The
Not the
right
ones that
ones, yeah.
put out the you gotta give me because I got this going on. Cause how we think in our minds, I didn't put you in a position of what you got going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You made them decisions that got you in the position you in. So why are you gonna try to come at me and make me feel like now, in order to be with you, I gotta save you from the bad decisions you made before I even got here? Like
Well,
like
if you
you
like her,
y'all
you
wouldn't even tell
supposed to
y'all
be Captain
sons to
Save a
sign up
Hole.
for nothing like that. You see
You
what I'm
supposed to
saying?
be Captain Save a Hole if you like her.
if that's the person you like. Nah,
You
No,
supposed to
no,
come
you know
save
what you're
the
supposed to
soul
do. This is
from
what
the
I tell
one
my sons.
that
That's a
she
red
dealing with.
flag, right? Because if you show up with your bag and she ain't already controlling her bag, that means she about to mess your bag up too.
She's gonna
You
mess
see
up
what I'm
your bag.
saying?
But that
Yeah. So
means
no.
you still have to control your bag. You can't if she's misguided and doesn't have the structure, you either look at that person and say, I still want her and I'm going to help her because women do
I'm
it all the
gonna teach
goddamn
her.
time.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
teach her.
women do it
Listen,
all the
listen,
goddamn time
listen.
for
I
men.
hear
So men can
everything
do
y'all
that for a
saying is all
woman.
right, right? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, well, baby, what your credit score is? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm gonna try to help you get financially fit. And then you know
Mhm.
what women do? Because they got bad spending habits and they get their own money and they don't want to be told nothing, they get defensive, right? So if you asking me for my money, but I can't ask you what you doing with the money or how we can make sure you don't wind up in this situation again, that's a red flag. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But yeah,
But a
I
lot
could
of people
definitely see
go
that.
they look at red flags as the direction to the fun ride. So it just depends on what you're willing to go through and what you're willing to deal with.
Yep. And then when we ride you for fun and disappear on you because we tired of that fun ride, then all of a sudden we wind up in y'all list of ain't shit niggas. You see what I'm saying?
Well, it depends. It depends. If you was good to her
It,
and it didn't work out, shit, and she didn't learn and grow. Because my thing is, you're right. Everybody's not on the same level as you when you meet them. So you give people opportunity. So it's like I say, I give people 365. I give you a year, and that doesn't matter if it's relationship, romantic, or friendship. You understand? Any type of relationship. If I'm deciding, oh, I'm going to have you in my circle, that's what I give you. And
Right.
if you show that you're going to you're learning from me and you're growing, okay, we keep moving forward. But if not, you get cut the fuck off straight up.
I'm gonna treat you like I meet you.
Mhm.
now you know that's not true, Bryson. He be talking. Let me tell y'all something. This man be talking man stuff. He is one of the sweetest one of the sweetest gangsters I ever met.
Well, I can
But
tell.
that's because y'all my people, though. That's because y'all my people. I'm different with, in a dating world. You see what I'm saying? Right?
Mm-hmm.
But amongst my people, yes, I am good. So, but in the dating world, it's like, nah, we not, because I understand the game now. When I was younger, right, I didn't know, but now I know better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's no way not to be
All
where
right,
we
y'all.
are
It's
in life and
8
not
o'clock.
knowing.
And it's storming galore over here. So until I'm
Over here
gonna
too.
cut us off right here, y'all. But of course, we'll be back next week with some juicy topics and our perceptions and opinions. I feel or believes, whatever you want to call them. And I just want to let y'all know I'm doing another speed dating event. August 2nd, I'll start posting those flyers out there for you guys to participate. I know where to find y'all single people at now. I got another strategy. I couldn't find y'all before, but I'm gonna find y'all this time. Y'all better bring y'all asses out so y'all can meet somebody.
That's right.
So on that note, I'll see you guys next Wednesday, Winedown Wednesday. I have a new wine for you guys, and good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Love and light. Be safe.